Part 133. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 1321. Arigama's Divine Finger is the magical skill I obtained after fusing that Divine Finger. It's just that after the successful fusion of the gods, I comprehended the 10th law of the gods, and then the Emperor's catastrophe ushered in, so I ignored the god skills of the gods. Fang Fan pondered secretly, and then stared directly at the Arigama Divine Finger magical skill. The god of arrogance, as soon as the god's finger is out, the sky will be destroyed. Consume a certain amount of faith power, condense the god's finger, and release the power of the true god. It has a destruction bonus effect on the soul. The cooling period is 3 days. After reading these introductions, Fang Fan's eyes gradually changed, and his eyes were filled with a hint of surprise. Although I don't know what kind of power this Arigama Divine Finger magical skill can produce, at least there is some hope. The heaven-slaying sword spirit reminded me before, saying that there is the source of God in this falling thunder. Before, Fang Fan even discovered a trace of true God consciousness in the Emperor's three-headed dog roaring in the sky. This kind of true God consciousness is also the God soul. At that time, Fang Fan used a God-level puppet card to forcibly control it, and then destroyed the soul. Obviously, there has been such a pair of eyes staring at him in the endless heavens. Fang Fan felt that this was the reason for the sudden change of the 10th thunder in front of him. If so, Fang Fan pondered secretly, and then his eyes flickered with brilliance. Arigama Divine Finger has a 3-day cooling off period, which means I only have one chance. And one chance requires 2 5-star sanctuary level thunder. Fang Fan took a deep breath. The difficulty of this can be imagined. Of course, he can't be discouraged by the difficulty, this is not in line with Fang Fan's character. He is going to rise against the trend. Laughing proudly for 9 days. Zantianjian. Are you afraid? Fang Fan silently raised the heaven-slaying sword, and strange rays of light flashed in his eyes. Not afraid. This little thunder still can't destroy me. At most, it will let me sleep for tens of thousands of years. It's nothing. The heaven-slaying sword and sword spirit made a loud and coaxing sound, which seemed extremely proud. Fang Fan was stunned for a moment, then chuckled lightly. He didn't expect the heaven-slaying sword to have such a side. Rumbling. Just as Fang Fan and Zantianjian were communicating, 2 5-star sanctuary level sky thunders in the sky took shape. One is a silver dragon. The other is Jin Feng. Golden Phoenix and Silver Dragon, hee, a bit interesting. Fang Fan's eyes flickered with a cruel look, and then he licked his lips. He was about to start the final battle. Sword Spirit, hold back that Golden Phoenix as much as possible, I will destroy the Silver Dragon first. Seeing that the 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped Jinfeng and Yinlong rushed towards them frantically, Fang Fan directly issued an order to the Sword of Heaven Slaying. Now only they can depend on each other. The defense cards in Fang Fan's hand have basically disappeared in the previous battle. Yes, Master. It's just, Master, this Silver Dragon is also a 5-star sanctuary level Sky Thunder, you. There was a hint of worry in the words of the Sword Soul, and from her point of view, she didn't think Fang Fan could fight against the Silver Dragon in the shape of a 5-star sanctuary level Tianli. The gap between them is simply not too big. The key points of this are fully revealed. It should come, it will come. If a 5-star sanctuary level cultivator stands in front of me, I may really be unable to fight against it, but the Silver Dragon transformed into a 5-star sanctuary level Sky Thunder, that's not necessarily the case. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 1322. Fang Fan secretly narrowed his eyes and folded his hands into fists. This is already the last battle. Zhantianjian hesitated for a moment, the tip of the sword swayed in front of Fang Fan, and then flew straight into the air without hesitation. She is very clear that now only by helping the master to contain the golden phoenix in the shape of another 5-star sanctuary level Sky Thunder, can the master have a bigger and better development space. At this moment, the mind is empty. War. Roar. G. The golden phoenix and the silver dragon made the sound of dragon roar and phoenix howl, and the surrounding space trembled wildly. The power of the 5-star sanctuary level, one can imagine how powerful it is. Pieces of space debris are flying around, and in the long river of space, the turbulent flow of space makes people make a terrifying cry. Everything here looks so horrifying. The heaven-slaying sword swept towards Jin Feng frantically, and Ling Lai's sword edge was frantically entangled with Jin Feng, who was transformed into a 5-star sanctuary level Tianli. The sword body makes some clanging sounds from time to time. Obviously, the heavenly sword is challenging its own limits. Of course, the heaven-slaying sword has the ability to absorb the energy of these heavenly thunders, but the premise is that the level of the heavenly slashing sword is higher than that of heavenly thunder, or the two are similar. In a situation like this one, heaven-slaying sword is completely overloaded. Heaven-slaying sword, Samsung Sacred Artifact. Jinfeng, the 5-star sanctuary level Tianli has transformed into a form. The difference is obvious. Under normal circumstances, pressing the two great realms of heaven-slaying sword is basically going to collapse directly, but at this moment, in order to execute Fang Fan's order, it is even more capable of delaying this 5-star sanctuary level heavenly thunder-shaped Jinfeng, Zhan Tian. Sword and Sword Spirit is launching a desperate attack. Fighting to the end is the display of crazy will, giving people a sense of tremor originating from the soul. And Fang Fan's eyes were on the silver dragon that was transformed into a 5-star sanctuary level Sky Thunder. The 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped silver dragon rushed towards Fang Fan directly, and Fang Fan could feel a world-destroying aura from far away. Just in time. Aragama's wrath. Fang Fan snorted and started to use the magic skill directly. Aragama's fury. Once the magical skill is displayed, Fang Fan's combat power is directly increased by 3 levels. These are not enough. Absolutely, the real king realm, raising 3 levels, is the 3-star emperor realm. And in front of him is a 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped silver dragon. The majesty of the wild god. Fang Fan snorted coldly again, and the powerful aura that belonged to the wild gods was directly displayed. The silver dragon in the shape of the 5-star sanctuary level Sky Thunder in the sky showed a strange humanized look on the dragon's face. It seemed to be hesitating, and it seemed that, into some kind of special state. Although this 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped silver dragon has changed very little, Fang Fan still saw it clearly. It's confirmed, this 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped silver dragon has its own consciousness, that is to say, it may contain the soul of the true God behind the scenes. The existence of the supreme heavens. Do you really think you will eat me? Fang Fan smiled coldly, folded his hands in front of him, and immediately stepped into the air. At this moment, the battlefield of tribulation is the focus of attention of all the cultivators of the forces. They kept their eyes wide open, as if they wanted to witness this last twilight. For them, Fang Fan is impossible to fight against these two 5-star sanctuary level thunder. The end result is nothing but vanishing. And now, is the last struggle. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1323. That black sword is so strong that it can actually fight the golden phoenix in the shape of a 5-star sanctuary level Sky Thunder. It's too strong. Huh, that's not the point, you guys, just look at another battlefield. Another battlefield? What do you mean? Are you stupid? No. Mr. Fang Fan and that 5-star sanctuary level Tianli shaped silver dragon, that silver dragon stopped its attacking pace in the air, as if, it seemed to be afraid of something. What the hell are you talking about? No matter how strong the silver dragon is, it's just a form of Tianli. He has always only known how to charge forward, fear. Laughing to death, Tianli will still be afraid? Grass. I don't believe you went to see it yourself. I'm not lying. It's true. Let me see. Wait, that 5-star sanctuary level Tianli shaped silver dragon seems to have really stopped attacking, and now it's Fang Fan who is attacking the 5-star sanctuary level Tianli shaped silver dragon. Sunday this is because I feel that I can't succeed in transcending the calamity, so I just chose to perish myself. This possibility is very high. Choosing a suicide charge can be considered to be able to preserve a little dignity. But why do I feel something's not right, feeling that something unexpected is going to happen? Hey, even if Fang Fan is buried under the thunder, he is proud enough, at least he has been honored. It's worth it? It's worth it? Who said it wasn't? Who can inspire the 10th Law Emperor's heavenly tribulation? Who can attract the 5-star sanctuary level heavenly thunder? 1 or 2? These are all capital, they are so powerful. Morning Fang Fan. Big brother Fang Fan is immortal. Fang Fan, who flew into the air, took advantage of the moment when the 5-star sanctuary level Tianli shaped silver dragon was stunned, and directly chose to launch a crazy strike. Arigama's divine finger. Fang Fan directly showed his cards. Now it's a step. To fight to the end is to fight for your life. Boom. In the endless void, a huge divine finger suddenly appeared, and this divine finger directly pressed against the silver dragon, transformed into a 5-star sanctuary level sky thunder. This 5-star sanctuary level Tianli shaped silver dragon saw the appearance of the huge god finger, and his face couldn't help showing panic. In fact, on the whole, the power of this gigantic god finger is not as powerful as a quasi-sage level. After all, Fang Fan's level is limited. Even if there is an invincible ultimate move, it is difficult to display its power. But what made Fang Fan's eyes bright was that the god's fingers, which were not as powerful as the quasi-sanctuary level, actually directly crushed the silver dragon that was transformed into a 5-star sanctuary level sky thunder. The energy of the 5-star sanctuary level Tianli shaped silver dragon is actually overflowing wildly. A pair of dragon eyes are full of fear and anxiety. My soul, don't touch my soul. Ah, damn. Damn boy. You, how dare you? This seed is going to kill you. Ah. Anxious roars came from Fang Fan's mind. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes, secretly remembering these voices. This is the voice of the mastermind behind the scenes. There is indeed a ray of divine soul in the body of this 5-star sanctuary level Tianli shaped silver dragon. And Fang Fan's origami god's finger magical skill condenses the origami god's finger, releases the power of the true god, and has a destructive bonus effect on the soul. Therefore, even if the power of this desolate god's finger is limited, it is mutually resistant to this 5-star sanctuary level Tianli shaped silver dragon. At the same time that the soul of the silver dragon was crushed and destroyed, it also dealt a fatal blow to the silver dragon in the shape of a 5-star sanctuary level skylay. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1324. Form, seems to have some twist. Roar. Hoo ho ho. The 5-star sanctuary level Tianli shaped silver dragon made a roar. The sound became smaller and smaller, and gradually returned to nothingness. The energy in the silver dragon gradually began to disintegrate. It began to disintegrate frantically. As the soul in Yinlong's body began to die out, Yinlong himself gradually began to become nothingness. A 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped silver dragon collapsed in front of everyone. Fang Fan clenched his teeth, and the mad curse and threat of the soul repeated in his mind. Destroy. Fang Fan snorted coldly and completely attributed it to nothingness. Endless heavens, a certain temple. Puff. The burly man in the red robe felt a sweetness in his throat, and then he spit out a mouthful of blood. His body began to twitch unnaturally, cold sweat spreads all over his forehead, and the sound of inhalation became particularly real. Damn! Damn! This is the second time. My divine soul has been destroyed. I felt a powerful divine power. Who is it? Who is helping him secretly? Goddess of the starry night? You came to me, wouldn't you have other plans? The burly man in red robe looked fiercely at the beautiful woman in front of him. His attitude at the moment seemed extremely bad. The pain made him despair for a time. The beautiful woman glanced coldly at the burly man in red robe, her eyes were cold. Idiot! If I have other plans, why waste so much time with you? I can't wait to swallow this ant alive. The beautiful woman is naturally the goddess of the starry night who once had an intersection with Fang Fan. When she thought of her own consciousness descending on Sikong Yuxin, Fang Fan imprisoned her consciousness at that time and carried out a series of atrocities against her. Thinking of this, the beautiful woman has a feeling of madness. After so many years of becoming a god, no one has ever dared to blaspheme her like this. And that ant. The ants that she could squeeze 1,000,000 times with one hand managed to make her want to die for hours. The burly man in red robe glanced at the beautiful woman and thought to himself, based on this person's identity and temperament, there is really no need to save that ant. But who is the powerful divine power he felt before his soul was wiped out? Could it be that there is a third true God involved in this? The burly man in the red robe clenched his fists silently, and the strange look in his eyes became more and more. A lot of things are very unique. From his point of view, he has an incredible feeling. I naturally believe that the goddess is crowned, just now the seat was abrupt. My soul is attached to the silver dragon, and it has now been obliterated. Now look at your golden phoenix, I don't believe that this kid has such good luck every time. The sturdy man in red robe narrowed his eyes, and his eyes flashed with brilliance. As he spoke, the corners of his mouth began to rise wildly. Before, he never thought that one day he would be irritable because of such an ant. The red-robed burly man's eyes glanced around, and then focused on the beautiful woman again. I'm curious, how did this guy provoke the goddess? The sturdy man in red robe froze slightly, and the sense of surprise on his face became stronger and stronger. There was a sudden burst of murderous intent on the beautiful woman, then she looked at the burly man in red robe coldly. Ask one more question, and I'll start a war of gods. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1325. Mad Woman. The burly man in red robe secretly cursed, and the surprise on his face became more and more obvious. This feeling is very real. Being able to make the ever-cold goddess of the starry night so irritable, it is conceivable that the secret should be very interesting. The burly man in red robe raised the corner of his mouth slightly, and the smile on his face became more and more. The 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped silver dragon collapsed. Destroyed. A miracle was born. Seeing this magical operation, the practitioners of the surrounding forces were completely stunned at the moment. They looked at each other, each with an incredible look in their eyes. Who knows, how cold is the 5-star sanctuary silver dragon? I just saw a big, long finger fall from the sky, and then the silver dragon was directly pressed on the ground and rubbed. Finger? Is this the finger of the true God? The true God is helping Fang Fan. Hey, if he is really protected by the true God, then, why are these thunderbolts so powerful? It's just the rhythm of destroying everything. He, destroy everything? Fang Fan hasn't died until now. Could it be that this is just a game made by the true God? Let Fang Fan survive some disasters and then bestow the supreme benefits. If you look at it this way, is this Fang Fan really blessed? Then let's make a fool of yourself. If you really kill him and take away his treasure, I'm afraid the true God will not let us go. Don't scare me, okay? My back is getting cold now. Grass. Someone would believe such a silly thing? It's so obviously an accident, okay. That's it. Didn't you see a golden phoenix in the shape of a 5-star sanctuary level sky thunder? I don't believe that this time there will be a true God descending on the God finger. He won't really be blessed by a true God. Otherwise, how could he, a supreme true king, be able to defeat those sanctuary level Tianli in a row, and now even the 5-star sanctuary level Tianli transformed into a silver dragon? Collapsed, and this Fang Fan was unscathed. This is not normal. The head of the Yuchi family, Yuchi Wei, took a deep breath, his lips trembling involuntarily, and while he was talking, he looked at Fang Fan with a terrified look. He felt that Fang Fan was extremely powerful at the moment. And he is the most humble ant. Panic. What's the point of panic? What a big deal. Everything is just a coincidence. Those true gods have so much time to come and pay attention to the emperor's robbery of a supreme true king? This is impossible. Anyway, the hatred has been settled now. If Fang Fan is not killed, he will not let us go. It's better to end him before he has fully grown up. This is more in our interests. The Baisha ancestor of the Earthsha sect licked his lips. Even at this moment, he still remembers the treasures on Fang Fan's body. These are also the spiritual pillars that have supported him to this moment. Fang Fan must die. Chen Tianxuan, the great worshipper of the Chen Tian clan, swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Although there was a hint of panic in his eyes, he still said this. He is a traitor of the Chen Tian clan, and this time he wants to destroy Chen Tianyuan and his main line. And Fang Fan is Chen Tianyuan's son-in-law. If Fang Fan grows up, he will be the first to suffer. So that's how he reacted. Fear is inevitable, but the desire to kill Fang Fan is also real. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1326. You don't have to think so much, this Fang Fan. Basically it is impossible to continue to destroy the golden phoenix that was transformed into a 5-star sanctuary level sky thunder. If he can't survive the Emperor's catastrophe, he will surely die. What you discussed here is also worthless. As the master swordsman of Tianjian Palace spoke, the coldness on his face became more and more obvious, and his eyes gradually showed a calm color. When everyone saw that the palace master of the Heavenly Sword Palace had spoken, his face became a little better. Obviously, everyone is looking forward to the horse head of this Tianjian Palace master. In their opinion, there is this big guy supporting, and they can just paddle on the side. Sonorous. Under the Thunder Group, the battle between the Heaven-Slaying Sword and the 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped Golden Phoenix is still going on. However, it can be seen from the overall form that the Heaven-Slaying Sword will not last long. Looking at the past from Fang Fan's point of view, one can even see the gaps in the sword of the Heaven-Slaying Sword. And at this moment, the communication between Fang Fan and the Heaven-Slaying Sword spirit has been cut off. I can only feel vaguely that the sword spirit still exists. Heaven-Slaying Sword. Retreat. I order you to back away. Fang Fan's eyes tightened for a while, and then he looked at Zantianjian with cold eyes. He could see that Zantianjian wanted to die with this 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped Jinfeng. But looking at the form, even if the heaven-slaying sword did this, the effect might not be very good. Arigama's contract power. Activate. Heaven-slaying sword, return. Fang Fan took a deep breath, directly used the power of the contract, and immediately pulled the heaven-killing sword from the brink of collapse. Lord, Master. I didn't finish the mission. It's really strong. The heaven-slaying sword trembled in Fang Fan's hand, and the black light on it became more and more dim. It's okay, you've done a great job. The rest, leave it to me. Fang Fan stretched out his hand and stroked the rough body of the sword, his eyes flickering with cold light. At this moment, there are countless gaps on the heaven-slaying sword. Obviously, the sword body has been greatly damaged. Moreover, the sword spirit of the heaven-slaying sword also spoke intermittently, and the sword spirit was seriously injured. If you want to repair the sword spirit and sword body, you obviously need more God source power. Fang Fan silently put away the heaven-slaying sword, and then a pair of bloody eyes looked at the 5-star sanctuary-level Tianli-shaped golden phoenix in the sky. Under the desperate battle of heaven-slaying sword, this 5-star sanctuary-level Tianli-shaped golden phoenix realm fell from the 5-star sanctuary realm to the 4-star sanctuary realm. From this, it can also be seen what kind of overloaded battle the heaven-slaying sword has experienced. The state at the moment is naturally bad. Arigama's Fury and Arigama's Majesty magical skills are still in effect. It's just that these two magical skills seem to be useless at the moment. The aura of the true god deduced by the majesty of the wild god is no longer able to deter this golden phoenix in the shape of a 5-star sanctuary level sky thunder. As for the power that Arigama's Fury has increased, it's a drop in the bucket. Fang Fan silently raised his head and secretly gritted his teeth. It would be great if I could continue to use the Arigama Divine Finger magical skill at this moment. But obviously, this is just a good hope. Arigama God's Finger, there is a 3-day cooldown period for divine skills, and this 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped Jinfeng can't wait for him for 3 days. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1327. So, the form is grim. It's just that at this moment, Fang Fan can no longer think about it, because the golden phoenix in the shape of the 5-star sanctuary level sky thunder has already rushed towards Fang Fan. Even if it has been weakened to a 4-star sanctuary level by the heaven-slaying sword at this moment, it is still terrifyingly powerful. Fang Fan clenched his fists tightly, and his eyes flashed with light. At this moment, there was a feeling of being at a loss when he drew his sword and looked around. Maybe, this wave is really going to get cold. No. Absolutely impossible. The rise of adversity. If it really doesn't work, whatever, just hide in the Shushan Pavilion world. This 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped Jinfeng can't chase me into the small world of Shushan Pavilion. Of course, if he really has the courage, in the small world of Shushan Pavilion, I can destroy it with one hand. Fang Fan secretly thought to himself that at this moment, he was fully prepared for the last stand. But if there is no result in the last battle, then you can only choose to fully evacuate. The golden phoenix in the form of a 5-star sanctuary level Tianli is getting closer and closer, and Fang Fan can even feel the strong and rich aura. Don't hurt brother Fang Fan. You bastards. I fought with you. Just when Fang Fan had stepped into the small world of Shushan Pavilion with one foot, a coquettish female voice came. Fang Fan opened his mouth, only to see Yun Xiao Xiao suddenly shouting a few words, and then he went directly to the 5-star saint. The golden phoenix in the shape of the domain level Tianli rushed over. Xiao Xiao, don't, go back. Fang Fan's complexion changed. He had sensed the power of this day's thunder, and a low-level quasi-sage who tried to break in was directly destroyed to fly ashes. Xiao Xiao, Xiao Xiao is only in the realm of the emperor. Fang Fan's face was ugly for a while. If there was an accident, it would really be over. G. Roar. The 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped Jinfeng roared, and then glared at Yun Xiao Xiao viciously, as if expressing dissatisfaction with Yun Xiaoxiao's sudden intrusion. And in the thunder group in the sky, the power of thunder and lightning is also gathering frantically, giving people a sense of panic from the heart. Fang Fan's eyes burst. If Yun Xiao Xiao had any accident, he would feel guilty for the rest of his life. No. Go away. Seeing that the 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped Jinfeng was about to collide with Yun Xiao Xiao, Fang Fan let out a roar. Boom. Bang bang bang. Rumbling. Then, a series of explosions followed. Fang Fan opened his mouth and looked stunned. When the 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped Jinfeng was about to approach Yun Xiao Xiao, his body disintegrated with confidence, and the power of thunder and lightning spread frantically around him. Is this self-destruction? But it looks a bit different from self-destruction. Because the power of those thunder and lightning never came close to Xiao Xiao at all. Still, eerie stillness. When the previous 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped silver dragon collapsed, a god finger came down, killing everything. And this time, a little girl rushed in, and then the 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped golden phoenix was directly chilled. To outsiders, this is a comedy. The golden phoenix in the form of a 5-star sanctuary level sky thunder is gone. I've said it a long time ago, Fang Fan is blessed by the true god, otherwise, how can this be explained? Wait, a low-level quasi-sage from the Chen Tian clan entered and was bombarded and killed. Is this little girl unharmed? Wait, you ask me, who am I asking? It's weird, it's so weird. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1328. The picture in front of you is a bit awkward. Yun, who was guarding the Emperor's heavenly tribulation, was already covered with cold sweat on her forehead, her hands were clenched tightly, and her eyes were already filled with tears. Xiao Xiao, don't. Fang Fan. You all have to, live well. Originally, Yun was already very worried when she saw Fang Fan in a dangerous situation, but when she finally saw her sister Yun Xiao Xiao rushed over without hesitation, she was even more anxious. This is a slight deviation, and she will lose the two closest people at the same moment. The only two relatives. Yun bit her lip tightly, her delicate body trembling uncontrollably. Zai Ling and Sikong Yuxin on the side were both supporting her at the moment, making Yun barely able to stand. It's okay, Xiao Xiao is okay, Fang Fan is okay, everything will pass. Sikong Yuxin gritted his teeth, and at this moment a hanging heart fell silently. Zai Ling on the side has long since lost her old queen attitude. At this moment, she just wants to cry freely in Fang Fan's arms. No matter how strong a woman is, she also needs the comfort of a man. The last thunderbolt died, and the practitioners of the forces could not hold back. I didn't expect this kid to actually succeed in the end. I really underestimated him. It's time for us to play. The Beisha ancestor of the earth Shizong narrowed his eyes, the corners of his mouth raised slightly, and the greedy expression on his face was extraordinarily real. To put it bluntly, what he was looking for was Fang Fan's treasure. According to the previous news, Fang Fan almost looted the 7 treasures of Wanbao Lake in the Chentian Star region. Sanctuary Dragon Soul? Invincible Holy Sword? Or Marlborough Raindrop Essence, and more. Any one of these is a priceless treasure. It can only be said that everyone will show a greedy look. This is one of the truest expressions of emotion, greed, which is always the original sin. But I always feel a little unsafe. He he can even destroy the Golden Phoenix and Silver Dragon in the form of a 5-star Sanctuary level Sky Thunder. Sure we can. Or, forget it. Yuji Patriarch Yuji Wei wanted to retreat at this moment. Their Yuji family is a top 4th rank force, and he desperately wanted to let the Yuji family be promoted to 4th rank. But the premise is that the Yuji family can keep. But now it seems that if you are not careful, you will lose the whole game. At that time, the Yuji family that he was thinking about in his heart will not be promoted to the 3rd rank power. I am afraid that it will be directly cool from now on. This kind of thing, so real. A slight deviation is not what he wants to see. Never mind. Why forget it? Chen Tianxuan, the great worshipper of the Chen Tian clan, glanced coldly at Yuji Wei, who was in fear. Patriarch Yuji, don't blame me for not reminding you, we are an alliance. The 3 forces agreed to divide the main line of the Chen Tian clan together. If you quit midway, we can regard it as your Yuji family wanting to join the main line of the Chen Tian family. Want to betray the alliance? At that time, I don't mind dividing the wealth and territory of a top 4th grade force. As the Chen Tian clan worshipped Chen Tianxuan, the sarcasm on his face grew more and more. This is a blatant threat. The face of Yuji Wei, the head of the Yuji family, gradually darkened, and his face looked particularly ugly. Chen Tianxuan didn't care, but there was a palace master of Tianjian Palace beside him. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1329. What Yuji Wei cares about is this attitude. Yuji Wei's eyes quietly looked at the sword master of the Tianjian Palace. Cut the grass and remove the roots. The sword master of Tianjian Palace glanced at Yuji Wei with cold eyes. Yuji Wei's body could not help but tremble. He felt that his little thought was completely seen through. Yes, only follow the orders of the Palace Master of Sword Sovereign. Yuji Wei gritted his teeth. It was too late to get out now, so he could only bite the bullet. Maybe I'm thinking too much. Even if this Fang Fan's emperor is terrifying, even if he successfully survives the Tenlaw Emperor's catastrophe, so what? Can he jump directly to the sanctuary? This is absolutely impossible. If that's the case, then don't worry too much. And, if you can really grab some treasures from this Fang Fan, isn't it true? Yuji Wei secretly comforted himself in his heart. Under the thunderbolt, Fang Fan hugged Yun Xiaoxiao with anxiety in his eyes. Although those thunderbolts never hurt Yun Xiaoxiao in the slightest, Fang Fan could clearly feel the strangeness on Yun Xiaoxiao's body. Her eyes suddenly became very hollow. And there is a layer of spiritual power that is gathering crazily. Xiaoxiao, how are you? Are you okay? Do you want it? You tell Brother Fan, even if Brother Fan pays any price, he will cure you. By the way, healing card, Emperor level healing card. Xiaoxiao, hurry up and use. Fang Fan took a breath and hurriedly took out a stack of Emperor level healing cards, but the Emperor level healing cards, which used to be unfavorable in the past, were invalid this time. Fang Fan's pupils widened instantly, and his face became much ugly. Brother Fan, don't worry. Xiaoxiao is fine. It's all good. That's, just a little sleepy. Well, Xiaoxiao can't bear to part with Brother Fan. Xiaoxiao feels like she's going to sleep for a long time. Yun Xiaoxiao whispered softly, then silently closed her eyes. Fang Fan's body trembled. System, what happened to her? What happened to my Xiaoxiao? Quick, save him. Why doesn't the healing card work? Fang Fan roared directly at the system in his heart. The system fell into a long silence. Ding. This girl has consumed too much of her soul power in order to help you annihilate the soul of the 5-star sanctuary level Tianli-shaped golden phoenix, so she fell into a deep sleep, and if she wants to wake her up, she can only use a large amount of energy. The power of faith and the source of God to repair. The system sound followed, and Fang Fan's heart instantly froze. You mean, my Xiao Xiao isn't dead yet. Fang Fan clenched his fists tightly, and there was a flash of light in his eyes. Ding. This is the case in theory, but the host must be reminded that to revive this girl's soul, the power of faith and the power of the source of God are both an astronomical figure. The system sound came immediately, confirming Fang Fan's thoughts. Even if I deprive all true gods of the source power and the power of faith, I will revive my Xiao Xiao. Fang Fan took a deep breath, and then silently put Xiao Xiao into the Shushan Pavilion world. As long as Xiao Xiao is still alive, everything has a chance. If it wasn't for Xiao Xiao who helped him cut off the spirit of the golden phoenix that was transformed into a 5-star sanctuary level skylight, then he should be lying here. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1330. Fang Fan's bloody eyes looked towards the endless void. The murderous intent in his eyes is like reality. The hatred has deepened again. Endless heavens, a certain temple. Puff. Puff puff. The beautiful woman in the temple clutched her chest and retreated one after another, spitting out blood from her mouth, and finally collapsed to the ground because she couldn't hold it. Her face was as pale as paper, her lips were soaked in blood. The body also trembled violently. What's wrong with you? The burly man in red robe frowned, and then stepped forward in surprise. This appearance is too miserable, right? But the point is it really that painful? It's just a trace of divine soul, and being destroyed will indeed have a certain impact on the divine body, but a spit of blood and a wave of weakness is almost the same, right? Is this a bit too pretentious? The whole person looks like he is about to cool down. Good, so terrible, such a terrible power. It's not just as simple as the collapse of my soul, that power can directly hurt me through that soul. Fortunately that power seems to be very weak, otherwise I may have collapsed. There is an extremely terrifying existence around that guy. Puff. The beautiful woman covered her chest and said, and then she couldn't help spitting out a mouthful of blood again. The magnitude of the tremors in the body was getting bigger and bigger, this feeling, it was so painful. But have to accept. Mysterious power. This ant is really special. No. It must be beheaded. Even if it takes divine power to issue an oracle. We're too far apart, it's a little difficult to kill him, but if we let our believers go. The burly man in red robe said, his eyes could not help showing a surprised expression. After passing the thunder tribulation, I began to feed back the essence of heaven and earth. Fang Fan squinted his eyes and saw the thunderbolts gradually dissipating, replaced by strands of pure white light. Pure white rays of light emerged directly around Fang Fan, and his cultivation began to rise wildly. 1-star Emperor. 2-star Emperor. 10-star Emperor. I feel like I can continue to advance. Fang Fan nodded secretly, this is probably what he meant. The difficulty of the 10-law Emperor's calamity can be imagined, but at this moment it is not completely unrewarding. At least it's in good shape at the moment. Low-level quasi-sanctuary. Fang Fan sighed secretly, and the promotion to the cultivation base is like a cloud of water, smooth and free, and everything will come naturally. After being promoted to the low-level quasi-sacred realm, the remaining essence of heaven and earth has made my cultivation soar by a lot. Although I can't directly break through to the middle-level quasi-sacred realm, at least a lot of hard work has been saved. Fang Fan stretched his waist and felt that his whole body was much more relaxed. At this moment, a group of practitioners around him quickly surrounded him. 100 quasi-sages, 10,000 emperors. It is no exaggeration to say that such a force can completely sweep through several surrounding star fields. Of course, the premise is that the strong sanctuary does not take action. Extremely quasi-sage, there are 5. The 3 supreme quasi-sages of the Tianjian Palace, one of the Chentian clan's great worship line, and one of the Yuchi family. As for the high-level quasi-sage, that's more. If before the calamity, I might really have to escape to the small world of Shushan Pavilion for refuge, but now. The corners of Fang Fan's mouth raised slightly, and he looked at the 6 heroes under his command.